is up, my ninjas, and welcome to Joe Talk War Stories Episode 4. This was kind of weird because we kind of just got into a little discussion about relationship stuff first before we started talking about, our Joe stuff. And it was a pretty interesting conversation because, we collect. So we all had a similar thing relationship-wise with, people accepting you for who you are as a collector and a person. Some people don't get it, they don't balance things off, but we balance things off, and we still ran into some of that stuff. But in the end, because I've heard so many times how lucky I am because I'm married, but my wife is kind of a geek too, that I'm lucky that my wife's cool and blah blah blah. And ODC, you heard the same thing, so it was kind of interesting, but we really spent a great deal of time talking about the recent, 50th or GI Joe, 50th anniversary, or just GI Joe packs that they released, and how we felt about that, as well as, of course, our Joe verses. That was the big thing. That was what we this episode was pretty much slated for. So sit back, relax. You know how it goes. And relax and hear what we have to say about, Joe verses, and get at us in the comments if any of this stuff sounds familiar to you based on your Joe verses. So anyway, here we go. But it turned out that they're not. You know what I mean? It turned out that they're more into what they thought was me and not necessarily what I actually am. They didn't want to, wait to figure out a little bit more or learn. It's not much because I'm kind of an open book. It's like, you're going to hear all the fucks and the ass hats and the blah, blah, blah. That's me. There's not really that much else.
Well, people pick up on being genuine people.
Exactly.
People pick up on that right away.
Exactly. So I had that problem where in the beginning, when you're out and about and you're trying to, put your best foot forward and stuff, you're not like wearing your whole everything on your sleeve. You're just kind of like, this is a little bit of who I am. Once I'm comfortable and I feel like everything is cool, then okay, I'll let you know about everything else, and it's nothing crazy. It's like, I'll show you my artwork, I'll feel comfortable enough to be like, here's the comics I make, here's the children's books I've illustrated, this is what I do. But like, that's it. It's not really like some big, it's not like I have a pleasure room. You know what I mean? It's not some weird shit like that. It's usually something fucking simple, like, this is where I draw. These are my action figures. They happen to chill around me because I got to be surrounded by my own shit, and that's it. And then like, that's usually when you get that either the yay or the nay. Oh, you collect action figures? Yeah, hell yes, I collect action figures.
Yep.
And then there's a problem. You know what I mean? They're like, aren't you too old for that? And it's like, really? We're really having this conversation? Do I seem like I'm too old for that? Do you see me like not hanging out with you so I could go hang out with my action figures? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that. And that was never ever something that like I ever have done. I've never been that guy. Even now, I'll play with my kids before I sit down and play with my action figures. You know what I mean? But I have them. So when I'm, when it's the me time, of course I'll be up here like a giant fucking kid goofing off before I jump into, a kung fu movie or drawing something, But the point I'm trying to get at is I was guarded, so it would take a while for me to actually be like, okay, this is the rest of, what's going on, which is not too much, At least in my opinion, it didn't seem like it was much because I never really have that much else to say after a first couple of dates. But the yay or nay comes right then. And that's always been a problem for me because I like people who don't bullshit. You find out a lot of people bullshit. That's why it took so long for you to get comfortable enough to be like, here's the other portion. This is my house. This is the other bunch of shit that I do. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes that's the part that like I think a lot of folks are afraid of, so they don't even bother. And then on top of that, I think a lot of people sometimes are they judge themselves too harshly first. Like you think the other part of yourself, the other, I don't know, the shit you're into that you have to be comfortable with them first to be like, okay, here's my comic books, or, here's my kung fu movie collection. Here's whatever. you're thinking that they're gonna take it worse than they really are. You know what I'm saying? Or than they might, because you think it's not something they might be into, and then you might be surprised when you do reveal it, and they're like, "Yeah, I like kung fu movies too." You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes that happens. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Because I said a whole lot of stuff.
Yeah, no, it does. It does.
Like it's one of those things. So do you think ever, Steven, that like you might think that it's worse than it actually is? Like people think one thing, you think people are thinking one thing, but maybe it could be something different. Because you know people pick up on that kind of shit too. Like, you know the way dogs pick up on your fear. Like, and I know that sounds bad, but I don't mean dogs in a derogatory kind of way because they are man's best friend. I mean like, you know, animals pick up on fear because they're all primal. They're connected to wavelengths, you know what I mean? And they read stimuli. So like it's one of those things that we do too. Just a lot of people kind of ignore it. Do you think that sometimes you might think that, then you put it out there and then they pick up on it and then they act on it and then it fucks everything up? Is it possible? Because I did it. That's why I'm bringing it up.
So you're saying that you're self-conscious, or
like you're self-conscious of these things, and then you project it somewhat, and then they pick up on it, and that's.
I used to feel that way, but then after that, I just say everything, and if you don't like it, then you can just fuck off. That's
the way to be.
Yep, I mean, that's pretty much the way I look at it.
Yeah, that's the way to be. Because
that's pretty much it. Like, you know, like even if I have friends, and then by the time they find out about that stuff and they're not friends with me anymore, I really don't care, to be honest. Like, I can make new friends anyways, so like
it's not even worth your time to be fucking around with people like that anyway if they're that judgmental.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like you don't want a bunch of judgmental
like I do
fake
get
friends hanging around.
But
yeah, people should judge you on what you do, not like how you interact with them, not based on like what type of hobby you have. I mean, you're not murdering people. Like if you had that kind of hobby and they noticed, then it'd be like, oh shit, like I can't be your friend. See you later. I'm gonna call the cops and you know what I mean? Like that would be.
You know what, Strident? I can't be your friend anymore because you murdered Batman in one of your scenes that when I was over your house. So I can't be.
I know, right?
Like I understand to like a point that, you know, if it gets annoying that I talk about comics and stuff all the time, then I can understand that. But I'm open to anything, to be honest with you. My conversations with people are never one-sided. I can talk about anything.
Yeah, and that's cool. I mean, you got varied life experience, you know what I mean? And that's like, it's important. The problem, and it's what I was saying earlier, the biggest problem seems to be that like a shitload of people who get into all this fandom and all the fucking, you know, otakus and the comic book geeks and the movie geeks and the toy geeks and blah, blah, blah. That's it. That's all there is. Like, they don't even bother to stop and do the other shit. You know, like grown men talking about your wife threw out all your fucking action figures because she says you're too old to have that shit and you've been married for a while. What the fuck? How did you hide that from your wife for all those years that she just figured it out, you know, 5-10 years into the marriage? Like, nah, you can't have all these action figures, you know, or like
because my wife, I met her, she's hot, and I didn't think I could get a girl like that.
Yeah, it's like, what the fuck? Like,
shallow personality.
Yeah, it's just fucking stupid. Or like when you hear the classic one for me is older men telling me that when you get married, that's what I used to hear all the time. When you get married, your life is over, man. So you better get all that shit out of your system, man. You better find, you know, hump all the girls you can hump. And I'm like, I mean, they didn't say hump. I don't know why I just censored that, but anyway, they're like, you know, do what you got to do as much as you can. And I'm like, really? Like when you get married, it's done. Who did you fucking marry? Like what? Why? Like, you know, like, I just don't understand. Like, why? How do you even get to that point? I mean, there's been times where I'm frustrated in the marriage because you're frustrated that like things aren't going perfectly. Like my mantra in life is keep it simple. My wife's mantra is let's do as many things at the same time as you possibly could do. So like we're always at like we butt heads about that shit. I'm like, you're biting off way more than you can chew. Relax. We could do some of this today and do the rest tomorrow, or spread it out over the week. We don't have to do it all right now. She doesn't hear that shit. So like, that's frustrating at times. But like, does that mean the whole entire marriage sucks? Hell no. Like, what the fuck? It's give and take. Like, if you don't do anything, if you don't ever give or you don't ever like budge, like, how the fuck could it possibly be that great? Like, it can't be great. You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't, I don't know. To me, that doesn't make any sense to me. That's a lot of people.
It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
You're going to be stuck in a vicious cycle if that's the way things are.
Yeah.
For your life. And that's why those old guys, like you were saying, they're so miserable, is because they married for the wrong reasons. They probably married for lust and not actually knowing the person and having the person know who you are and accept who they are. That's why they're fucking miserable.
Exactly.
Oh, I married her because she's hot. Well, guess what, bro? She's not always going to be 20 years old.
Exactly. People get old, and once you get there, you're going to need a whole lot more than just, a fat ass or some shit,
Yep.
It's weird.
That fat ass is going to turn into a fucking soggy ass. Going to start dripping towards the floor, bro.
Yeah, man, it's weird. It's so fucking weird. It's weird that, like, this is what you hear all the time. I don't know how many times on the Joe community, you remember that we would hear so-and-so had to sell all their figures because their wife got pissed at them or they got in a fight or some shit. And it's like, what the fuck, man? Like, really?
I mean, like, if you got out of control, then that's kind of your fault.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
exactly. Well, either way, any way you slice it, it's your fault. I'm telling you, man, like, I when that shit happened, I turned it on one time and he was reviewing it was like a can of like gummy worms or some shit. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, hell no.
I was like, what the fuck am I watching, dude? Like, seriously, you're a toy reviewer. Review the toys. What the fuck?
How do you even review edibles?
Yeah, I didn't stick around long enough to tell you how he did all that, man. It turned me off immediately. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah, that shit, I'm not cool. I mean, I know you got to do what you got to do so you can have sponsors and blah, blah, blah. But, there's a point where it's like, are you or is you or ain't you? Like, do you review fucking toys or do you review food? Like, there's a difference. There's a very distinct difference. So yeah, I couldn't do.
Oh yeah, I remember his face now. I remember Shartimus Prime called him out just because he got tickets for the premiere and Shartimus Prime didn't. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like,
those two hate each other, but like, why does Shartimus Prime care about what anyone else is? Shut the fuck up. Why did he get this and I didn't? What are you, fucking 12? Grow up.
Apparently.
Why did he get a Big Bad Toy Store sponsor and I didn't? Maybe because no one likes you. That's why.
I know, right?
Damn, dude.
I could tell. Nah, I mean, like, there's this weird kind of clique with a lot of these, like, old timey YouTube cats they've been on there for a long time, and they kind of like, I don't know, it's so I don't want to say tight, but they only seem to help each other. You know what I mean? And like, if you're not part of it, you're just not part of it, and yeah, nothing you do really will earn you your little place within the group. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, you helped him, and he didn't even like acknowledge you. Because it's all about them, and that's why. Yeah, I'm just glad we do our thing. We're not worrying about them. Because
I'm not even salty about that anymore. I just fucking that. I mean, that's an example.
Yeah,
but he's just he's a canoe. He's just a fucking douche canoe. He's a fucking canoe. He gets everything for free. He claims that he works a lot, but. Motherfucker, I was not born yesterday. Stop insulting my intelligence.
Yeah, I know.
You're not. You are not. You're making money off YouTube. Shut the fuck up. Anyone that has 100,000 subscribers or more is making enough to earn a living.
Yeah.
You are not going to bullshit me.
Yeah. And it works.
If you average 2,000 views per video. You are making money.
It's more than 2,000 views. Way over that. So he can't complain about shit. But he still will.
He still does.
Yeah, he still will.
He complains about everything.
Yeah. That is YouTube. That is YouTube. Because, I mean, like, now, supposedly, that's the direction that the YouTube engagement has moved to, where you gotta, you know, give a sad story to get people to do stuff. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, look, I'm working on a thing. If you want to see the thing, I'm going to need your help. Give me money. You know what I mean? Like, it's I mean, it would be honest, you know, you're being honest, but that doesn't get you, you know, the attention or the help. Instead, you got to be like, you know, they kidnapped Charlita 1 and I need some money for ransom. You got to help me, man. It's like,
Charlita 1.
That's what he calls his girl, Charlita 1. I was like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's...
Like, are you serious? I remember the first time I heard that, it was like months. I couldn't get over it. I was like, Charlita, and she actually is cool with the... I guess I'm like, hey, whatever works.
Sometimes she looks at him like he's
crazy,
annoying the shit out of him.
Out
of her.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah,
she gives him that look, like
videos.
The Bruce Lee look. But you know, like I said, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan at all. I don't like the whining. It seems like it's less appreciation for your fans and more blatant misuse of your fans' trust and your fans' like dedication to your channel. You know what I'm saying? Like, it shouldn't be like that. It should be, you know, if they give, they give. If they don't, they don't. But acknowledge the fact that you got a shitload of fans, and that's how you got to the point that you're at right now, you know? But
yeah.
That's
like
just
I did a stream today.
It's like,
and someone was asking me, they're like, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead, bud.
Oh, sorry. It's like complaining about your car, you know, but you gotta be grateful you got a car. You know, a lot of people these days have license, but they don't have their own car. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's weird because I was doing a live stream today, and someone asked me, "Oh, hey, you know, I love your channel, blah 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 blah," and they're like, "We got to get you more subs, and I'm going to get you." And all these people were saying this stuff, and they're like, "Yeah," and I'm like. They're like, you got to do more streams. We got to get you more subs so you do more streams. And I'm like, guys, you know, if I get 2,000 subscribers, which I'm kind of close to, I'm like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. Like, if it turns into more, great. But I have a job. Like, I have a career. Like, I don't. Well, I didn't get into this to start a career on YouTube because it just, to me, a career on YouTube just doesn't exist. And even if you do, like, let's say I had 1 million subscribers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, YouTube eventually is going to taper off. Like, eventually something else better is going to come along, and then they got to start all over again. Or people are just going to stop watching YouTube altogether, which seems like it's starting to happen, especially with them changing their
everything
algorithms around and fucking. The big channels, which are now crying, which I say to the big channels, go fuck yourself because you have over 1 million fucking subscribers and you're crying about losing 30 subscribers. Please stop it.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah.
But anyway, the point I was trying to make was I do this to myself all the time. I keep going off on tangents. You should see how much I edit out of reviews. My God.
You're just so angry.
I don't do that.
It's large chunks of me just talking about nothing. But anyway, the point I was trying to make is that, like, when people start asking for money, and I see it in a lot of, like other live streams, like these big guys, that, like, one guy got a $10,000 donation.
Mm-mm.
$10,000 donation.
I've seen Maximilian get fucking big money like that. I was like, holy shit! Like, how the hell does, like?
I wouldn't be able to take that.
Yeah, all you're doing is you're playing a game. Like, what the fuck? But you know, hey, apparently people do that.
And I'm like, guys, like, to me, even if I got that big, I can't just, like, quit my job, which I have all these benefits, I have a good pension, all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I can't give that up to justify being a YouTuber.
Yeah.
There's no long-term benefits in being a career YouTuber.
Unless you were making you're at the top and you're making millions, because then you could afford private healthcare and you could afford, you know what I mean? You could afford all those things you don't have when you become a independent contractor. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the things that like most of these cats don't think about. All these kids that are trying to become like career YouTubers and shit using fucking, these weird websites that boost your view counts and shit. Like, yeah, because you're gonna get there and then you're gonna be like, fuck, I need to go to the doctor and I don't have any insurance.
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's gonna be all kinds of shit's gonna hit you and you're gonna be like, what the fuck do I do?
Because eventually, like, the shit is going to run out.
Yeah.
Like, the well is going to go fucking dry eventually. And when there's no water left and you have to go to another place, like, you got to start from square one again. And now you might have the credibility from what you were on YouTube, but now all of that is gone. You got to start from square one. And now the money is done. Like, the money's not coming anymore.
Yep.
Like, this isn't going to go on forever.
Yeah.
That's the thing. You got to think long term, and sure, they're probably making. I want to know how much these guys with 1 million subscribers are making. How much money they got to make.
Some of them are making bank, dude. Like the cats that like consistently make, they get in the millions as far as views go. Consistently, the guys who you see who will be using fucking copywritten music and copywritten scenes and shit pulled from movies. They don't even tweak the aspect ratio, nothing. And they don't get shit. No one complains. No one, no fucking, what do they call them? The strikes. No strikes on your channel. No nothing, because you are in the top, percentile of fucking YouTubers and shit. They're making bank. Because, I mean, like, some of these cats bought new houses, bought new cars, bought all kinds of shit off of YouTube. All those prank channels, you know what I'm talking about? Those are the guys making all the money. Fucking
like,
prank.
how much do you think Angry Joe makes?
I don't think he makes as much off of YouTube as he does in combination with all of the sites that he has. Like, he's on Twitch, he's got donations there. I'm pretty sure he's got some kind of donations on his regular Angry Joe site. You know what I mean? And then there's YouTube.
But isn't that kind of fucked up to be like you've got this big YouTube channel and now you're asking people for donation?
Yeah. I mean, but that seems to be the way they do stuff. I know there would be a point, if I got to a certain point on my channel, I would be done. I wouldn't be asking for anything once I get to that point. You know what I mean? Like, once I, if I, like, say I got to a couple million views, and it was consistent. Like, I'm always getting a couple million views on my videos. I'm not going to ask you for shit. I'm not going to be like, hey, get on Patreon and give me money. Like, nah, I don't need it, because you got me to the point where I could be successful for a big chunk of time. And even after it runs out, I'd be cool, because, you guys helped me get to my, my goal, I guess is what I'm saying, But some of these cats, the goal, they hit the goal and then they want to get more. The goal just keeps on increasing, and it's like, you guys gotta toe the line, or, you gotta draw the line somewhere, You can't just be give me all the time. You got to draw the line at some point and be like, okay, that's enough. But I don't know. I do not know. I just know I'm cool with the small, group of people that we get to talk to all the time. We actually know them. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I know.
I could actually say I know that there's like a chunk of people who I always talk to, who always talk to me in the comments, and even the ones I don't know that well, that I'm only like recently starting to get to talk to more, we talk. I give them, information about where I buy stuff, problems I've run into with certain figures, all that shit. Like, I know them almost, Obviously, we're not like best buddies and shit, because we don't go to each other's houses and meet up for coffee or some bullshit, but it's actually an interaction. It's more than me just saying, hey, watch my stuff, give me money. It's more like, you talk to me, I talk to you, we collect figures and we talk about, that's what we're here for, So, yeah, I prefer that, It'd be dope to be able to do it on a larger scale, but if not, and this is how it's going to be, fine, it's cool. It has to be a little bit, free.
I kind of wish we were at that level, only not for the fact of the status, but for the fact of actually being able to build the community that's actually worth building.
Yeah.
Building the community that should be built. Not this fucking fake shit that they think they're building with
exactly
Marvel Legends community and all that other crap.
CBA.
Yeah, that's
to look up to those guys too. But
it works for them though. If it works for them, then hey, good for them. I know for me it doesn't work. Like a lot of people I'm finding out in all these communities all over the place, it's all well and good while you're kissing the main people's asses and you guys are all good and together and you agree. As soon as you don't agree, that's when everything changes. You know what I mean? And that's where I've seen all the problems. There's people who disagree with us all the fucking time. Shit, amongst ourselves, we disagree on shit. It's not like I'm going to be like, I'm not talking to you because of it. Like, fuck you. You don't agree with me, so we can't be friends, blah, blah, blah. Nah, it's unnecessary. We don't have to agree on everything. Like, it's boring if we agree on everything. Like, that's not life.
Like, you got to stand out, You got to stand out.
Yeah, or you got to have your own thoughts, I'm not going to just hang out with people who second my opinion all the time. Like, that's just fake and phony, and it's not realistic. It's unfair to the other people that are involved. You're gonna just go along with everything I say. Why? Why? Like, don't you see shit the way you want to see shit? Like, don't you have a different perspective? I don't know. I don't see the point in all that. I've never been a follower. It's hard to respect people who are just purely followers. I can't do it. I don't know if it's a bad thing or something, but I can't. It just seems like you should be comfortable enough to say you don't agree. And this is why. That's it, And then if we talk about it more and there's a point to be made and it makes sense, then I could be like, oh, cool, I get where you're coming from. Maybe I kind of feel the same way. You know what I mean? That's the whole point. That's why we can communicate. Like, that's what we're supposed to be working towards, a better understanding of one another. But that shit hardly ever fucking happens. God. But let's talk about these new Joes. We go from real life, real shit.
Real life, real shit. All up in your face. Can I spat for 1 second about
Jump in.
Bat in the Sun?
Oh, I don't want to eat, man.
In the sun? What?
Yeah, they're the guys who do super powered beatdown. Remember I was talking about how I feel like it's fucking... Oh, I put that on my page on the
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, I stopped following those guys like a few years ago or whatever.
I did too, but like when I turned on YouTube today, that was along with Spider-Man Homecoming, that was one of the top things. It was like Wolverine versus Wonder Woman.
I saw that on Facebook. That thing was stupid.
I'm like, why is this? How is this even a question? It's a daughter of Zeus, or Ares, or it's Zeus, right?
It wouldn't even be a fight. She would have ripped his fucking spinal column.
Yeah, it's like Wolverine versus Kratos. Like, he can't hold a fucking adamantium. Can't hold a candle to some shit that Hephaestus made. Like, you know what I mean? To fucking steel that came from Mount Olympus. Like, are you fucking kidding me? And there was people arguing with me about this shit. This one dude, it's a guy I went to school with, was like, half of the Justice League could be sniped. I was like, what are you, fucking retarded? Like, are you kidding me? I'm like, you can't shoot. Wonder Woman will never get shot or stabbed or whatever and die from a regular anything. You're going to really have to work to get that shit to work. And then he was like, oh, she deflects bullets with her bracelets so she could be shot. She doesn't deflect them because she's going to die if she gets shot. She deflects them because it's a skill that she trained in. You know what I mean? Like, it's something she can do. She's not going to be like, hey, I'm strong, so shoot me. What? No. Why do you need to take damage just because you're strong enough to survive it? Like, that's stupid. That's Wolverine's game. I can heal, so beat me up. Like, get the fuck out of here with that shit.
They already lost me when they're trying to force down our throats that Cyclops was a dick. They lost me from there.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out. You obviously don't know Cyclops. And then like the other thing he said, I pointed out that like you can't snipe the Flash. The Flash is every ounce of his physiology is heightened to the point that he can move and think and do stuff at the speed of light. How the fuck are you gonna snipe a guy who could feel the bullet because he could feel the air? You know what I mean? Or like the fact that like between the bullet hitting his skin, coming like into contact with him, he could probably like hear and feel and you know what I mean, and know that there's a bullet coming at him and just walk away from it. You can't shoot the Flash. He was like, most of the time he's standing still. I'm like, what are you talking about? And I said it. I was like, if this is the level of logic that we're gonna have in this argument, because that kind of shit is why I hate superpowered beatdown. It's like I said, it was like backyard wrestling for comic book nerds. Like, it's fucking stupid. The logic isn't there. It's just based on votes, and then it's an everybody's happy type shit, because even after they vote however they vote, you still shot both endings, and you put both endings online. So it's like Dusty Rhodes says, because in the end, nobody wins, baby. Nobody wins. It's just pretty stupid. It's like, why don't you take those resources and actually choreograph a fight the way it would happen? You know what I mean? Like, actually, like, if Wonder Woman was to fight Wolverine, he'd swing at her a bunch of times. She'd dodge. Then she'd cold cock his soul out of his body. She'd fucking sneak him in his face, and his soul would jump right the fuck out of his body. Because he'd never been hit that hard in his life. Never. Because this is a girl who can beat the shit out of Batman. She can beat the shit out of Superman. She can stand toe-to-toe with Doomsday and not break a sweat. She can go toe-to-toe with fucking Darkseid and not break a sweat. She's the one member. She's probably the best member of the Justice League. And you want to tell me that Wolverine is on the same level she is?
Not even in the same fucking universe.
Yeah, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. And this is the level of thought that goes into this shit. Just pick two random people, throw them up against each other, and just let the fans who are like 12 and didn't read all the enough comics to actually have an opinion just vote for the guy they think looks cooler. The guy who's more emo or more whatever, more badass in their opinion. It's stupid. It's fucking stupid. It's insulting.
And on top of all that,
uh-oh,
the guy who voiced Wolverine was the fucking worst. He was like, I'm a fucking jock from fucking 12th grade. It's the fucking worst impression of Wolverine I've ever heard. It was the worst visualization of Wolverine I've ever seen.
Well, the costume looked good. I'll give him that much. The costume looked really good, especially in the still pictures. It looked good. And that's one thing I'll give Bat in the Sun is that some of their costumes and the actors they get to play them, at least from certain angles or from in certain shots, they look good enough to be the comic book image in real life. I won't say like all across the board it's like that, but like Batman, holy shit, like how come they can't get to like that guy who plays Batman in most of their shorts? Why isn't he playing Batman in the films? Like they only just recently got an actor who's like got that kind of look to him. You know, he's older, he's got the stubble, he's fucking built. They had to build him up to look like that and shit, whereas that dude's looked like that since, 2003 when they did, or early 2000s. I don't remember exactly what year it was, when they did Batman Dead End. You know what I'm talking about? Yep. When he fought the Predator and all that shit. Like, I don't know, man. They're doing something right. And I don't even think that may not have been Bat in the Sun. But I know some of those people worked on the same short. But either way, I think they do a good job casting people that look the part. The Wonder Woman chick looked good. She looked real good. I was like, damn, okay. But yeah, I'm not into it. I haven't even watched the thing yet because I'm not going to. It's just gonna piss me off. So
like, Wonder Woman 1.
Do you want me to tell you how it ends?
Yeah, go ahead if you want to.
She they basically kick the shit out of each other.
Of course,
right?
Because Wolverine is on that level.
Wonder Woman wins by throwing. She throws Wolverine into a vat of lava.
Wow.
It's fucking the most unimaginative way to kill off Wolverine. I would have just had her rip his head straight off.
Yeah, I know, right? Or
like,
cut it
just
off.
Just have her grab him by the throat and just rip his fucking head apart. Rip him from his jaw to his... Like, she could just... or just punch his fucking heart out of his chest. Who cares?
What I'm saying is, like, think about how hard... His body's metal. think about, she can knock Superman out. Think about how hard she could hit. So if she hit him, it would reverberate through his entire body, and it's done. You can heal all you want, but you're gonna take that L for the rest of your life. You're gonna remember how hard Wonder Woman hit you. There's just no way around it. Like, there's few people in comics that can stand toe to toe with Wonder Woman, especially the more Spartan Wonder Woman. Like old school Wonder Woman, pre-George Perez, that was all beautiful and tall and lanky and didn't really kill shit. Maybe you could beat her ass because she was more about being girly and stuff, you know, because that's how they wrote her. They didn't understand the character yet. But the one that's like full on embraced the whole Amazon thing and was like, I kill shit, you know, and the League is like, you got to calm down with that. And she's like, nah, you got to calm down. That shit's got to die. Like, that Wonder Woman, Wolverine is not going to handle her. Like, it's just not going to happen.
People call Rhea Mary Sue. Yeah. But fucking Wonder Woman is the Mary Sue of Mary Sue. She's the fucking...
No, because like with...
Queen Bee of Mary Sue. Well, like she will fucking fuck anyone up.
She will. And like, but at least with Wonder Woman, the explanation makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, she is an Amazon who's been alive for a very long time, and she comes
and a trained warrior.
Yeah, she's trained like since birth, and her birth it's not even an earthly birth. So it's like there's a whole bunch of shit going on with her that just makes her perfect for combat. You know, even though that's not her mission, it's still a good backup in case her mission fails. Her mission is peace. If you want to attack her, then I guess do so at your own risk, because you're going to get fucked up. Like, any way you slice it, you're going to get fucked up. You know? I just don't get the logic behind the choices for that stupid video. For most of the videos, you know? Like, I mean, it's as dumb as fucking... it's like as dumb as saying, like, the moon is going to eat the sun. Or, like, you know, your dick is going to transform into Optimus Prime or some shit. You know, like shit like that doesn't happen. It's just it shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't even have that conversation. Like, my penis is going to turn into Optimus Prime? How? Like, no, don't have that conversation, because it's not going to happen. Like, it's that kind of shit. Like, why? Why would you even... I don't know. Why are we even still doing the corny ass, you know, this superhero can beat that superhero? We got worlds of villains. Like, worlds and worlds full of villains, and nobody thinks of putting them against each other. It's always put the heroes up against each other. Like, really? For no reason. Because you like the WWE, or you like, you know, UFC or some shit. You know what I mean?
There's nothing wrong with liking the WWE. Unless you watch Raw, then there's something wrong with it.
But what I'm saying is, like, you know, they'll find in WWE, they find any reason to make good guys fight. You know? Like, any reason they can. They'll find a story, because it's more of a fan-driven thing. And, I mean, that's how it is. That's how it's been. Superheroes have a built-in reason to do what they do. They usually have an arch nemesis. They usually have a bunch of people who, you know, they've struggled with in the past. There's a lot of history to why they do what they do and who stands in their way, you know? So, like, why would you take them out of that element just to be like, oh, my favorite guy could beat your favorite guy? Because then you end up with those dumbass arguments online where people who aren't really educated about these characters in the first place are going to be loud and obnoxious. Wolverine would stab Wonder Woman in the coochie. Fuck you. Like, really? Really, guys? I mean, and that's the level of argument that comes up.
I like that impression.
She'll stab him in the coochie. Stab right in the coochie. Stab right in the coochie. Like, why? Why? It's just so dumb to me. Like, I mean, maybe because I'm older. I don't know. But I still think, like, I remember when I was in, like, 5th grade, and we used to have, you know, this good guy could be... Our enemy was always Magneto. Because at the time, Magneto would put the bubble on, and you just couldn't get through that damn bubble. Like, in every video game, he had the fucking bubble, and you just couldn't get in. And it's like, okay, so who can break the damn bubble? Thor could break that bubble. You know, but then there were books where Thor couldn't break the fucking bubble because his hammer's made of metal, so... You know what I mean? It was like, it was annoying. But like, when we were little, we would sit there and we would go through this stuff. But now we're adults, and there's still adults who haven't outgrown that aspect of comics yet. Let's make the heroes fight for no fucking reason at all. Still, in 2016. Why? This is so dumb. But, you know, hey, to each their own, I guess, you know. I just can't stand that shit. It's not even a smart... It's not even a smart situation that they create so that the battle can happen, you know? And they don't understand a lot of the character's powers either. Like, Wolverine's not invincible because he can heal. It's just that if you beat him up, he's going to get back up quickly. You know, fairly quickly. Like, probably a lot quicker than, you know, a regular person, obviously. You know, you could inflict, like, fucking mortal wounds on him, and he will get back up. That's the difference. It doesn't mean you can't beat the shit out of him. He's not the greatest fighter ever. You know, you can still hit him, you know, 100 times, and he'll feel that pain. He'll go down, and then he'll get back up. That's the only difference. It's not like just because he can heal, he's Jesus, and the bullets go through him, and he heals up instantly, and there's nothing. You know, he just keeps coming at you. Like, nah, that's not always how it works. If you can hit hard, you can put him down just like you could put anybody else down. But they always write him or show him off as this unstoppable thing. You can't shoot. Fucking in Ultimates, how did Cap beat Wolverine one of the bunch of times they fought? He fucking mowed him down with an M4 because he couldn't heal that fast, like, so that he could heal all the shots all at once. He started talking about knowing him from back in the day, I think from World War II or some shit, calling him Lucky Jim. And he's like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And he's like, tactical advantage, son. And he just mowed him the fuck down. Because he's like, I'm not going to sit here and let you swing at me forever. Like, fuck that shit.
Why would I let you do that?
Yeah, I'm going to completely take the advantage away from you. The second time they fought, he threw a grenade at him at close range. Like, obviously, you take the fight away from the guy. So all these idiots still talking about Wolverine can stab everything. Like, knives are knives. If you're trained to deal with an attacker coming at you with knives, which Wonder Woman is trained to deal with superhuman, like, God-level attackers coming at you with swords, sometimes the size of buildings. Why the fuck would she be afraid to stop Wolverine from stabbing her, trying to stab her with knives? The fuck? I don't know. It's just dumb. It's fucking dumb.
It is stupid. All right, let's move on to Joe's.
Yeah, let's move on to the Joe's.
Why did I bring that up?
This shit hurts my heart. It's so stupid. It's like, you know, even for dorky shit that we're into, it's stupid. It's like, come on, guys. Like, this is like a 5-second conversation. Like, can Blue Beetle beat Thanos with his bare hands? No. You know what I mean? Like, why
but if he had prep time and he had, hold on. Let me look something, other excuses up. Hold on.
No, Batman can beat Thanos with his bare hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course he can.
What if he had a month's prep time? I mean, a year and a half prep time, right? And
he had a lifetime of prep time.
He had the whole Bat family there. He could do it.
I know, right? You're gonna find that one instance that he had something that would put him on the level so he can fight.
So he's got a bunch of other people that can fight just like him that are human that are gonna beat up Thanos. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Or they'll say some shit like, if he had his the Hellbat armor, if he's wearing a Hellbat armor.
Oh, fuck, get that shit out of here. I wish that stupid shit was never invented.
I know. How many times?
I hate that shit. They've excuses for Batman to be OP.
Yeah. And it's weird, you know, like I had a conversation with a guy, a friend of a friend. We were talking about Batman. This guy knew of Batman from the games, but he had never read a Batman comic. So he watched movies and he played games. So his idea of Batman is like 5 different types of stories. It's not one cohesive version of Batman. So I was like, the problem with Batman and why I'm not as big of a fan of him now as I used to be is the fact that no one wants to tell the definitive Batman first and then go off and tell your version of Batman. Instead, everybody starts out telling their own version, and none of the versions are as good as the actual, like, the prime version of the character. Now it's to the point where people say shit like there is no definitive Batman. And I'm like, there's several definitive Batman, you know, characters. There's several stories that use a definitive Batman, I guess is what I'm trying to say. There's the animated series, because you actually saw him grow and get to the point that he's as badass as, like, the Chuck Norris Batman that we get now, where it seems like nothing can stop him. there's various comics that were written with anything Paul Dini writes with Batman. Once again, because he's part of the animated series. There's the one in Justice League, who probably would be the best version of Batman, because this is the one that's fighting everything from, you know, regular metahuman threats or regular threats to metahuman threats to like alien threats. You know what I mean? I mean, he's not boxing them and knocking them out and shit, but he's standing up to fucking alien threats that he should have no business ever fighting, you know? No one's telling the story of the Batman that ascends from street level crime to like fighting insanely powerful Justice League level, you know, threats. We might get that now because we're getting a Justice League, but no one was telling those stories before. Instead, everybody told the same story. It's like the first 5 years of Batman's life, perpetually, over and over and over. Parents die, train, Joker. That's it. You know what I mean? Like, it seemed like every single movie was the same kind of deal. So I was saying, like, it's kind of annoying that, like, no one's exploring this guy's actual life. He's had an 80, 75-year career, and nobody tells more than just the first, like, 5 years of this guy's life. And then somehow you skip to now and he can beat everybody. Like, that's just lame. And you complain, those same people complain that Superman is invincible and he's boring, but that's because they tell you that he's invincible. You know what I mean? Like, it's like when they talk about Superman's powers, they say nigh invulnerability. So you know off the bat he's practically invulnerable. But with Batman, it's the same shit. They just never say it. No one kills Batman anymore. You know what I mean? Even the time that we thought he was going to be dead, we saw his back get broken and they were like, nah, his back is just injured. He's just hurt. He's not really, it's not broken. He can walk eventually. He could, nah, it's not that bad.
Yeah, he has to go see a voodoo doctor in fucking South Africa.
It was like, what the
Fix
fuck?
him right up.
Like, that's not, like, isn't that a little bit, you know, coincidental?
Bullshit? Yeah.
It's bullshit.
Yeah.
And
horseshit.
And people don't call it out, you know? And then they say, oh, no, Batman's more relatable. It's like, no, he's like not
no one can
relatable.
Relate to Batman.
None of us have billions of dollars. So few of us have billions of dollars. So few of us had the trauma that he had. So few of us would think, hey, the way I'm going to fix this is I'm going to put on a bat costume and beat up poor people in my city. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, no, that it doesn't even make sense logically. I mean, there are stories, obviously, where, you know, they did a better job of telling you that, but in a broad sense, that's his catharsis, is to beat up fucking less fortunate motherfuckers in Gotham every night, instead of going after the people, you know, using his detective skills to specifically hunt down that guy, and then the Batman's legend ends there. You know what I'm saying? Like, realistically, that's what a normal person would do. I'm gonna hunt the guy who killed my parents, and then I'm done. I got my vengeance. I'm good. Maybe then people could tell stories about a Batman and someone else could be crazy and beat up poor people in Gotham or something. I don't know. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it seems like the story would have an ending. But anyway, my point was that I didn't like the fact that he's just become so ridiculously OP and everybody can see it, but no one wants to admit it. So when he came over, the friend of a friend that we had this conversation with, comes over to the house and he sees my collection. And he goes, oh, I thought you didn't like Batman. I said, I'm not a big fan of him anymore, but I do like him. I'm like, at least I know what he does. The big problem I run into with people is that a lot of people, that's them. They've watched a movie, they've watched an episode or two of the cartoon, and they've played Arkham City. And now they think they know Batman. And it's like, that's not Batman. Nolan's version. What the fuck was that?
What?
It was like a big fart noise.
Oh, I was throwing shit in a box.
Oh.
Okay.
That startled the shit out of me.
If I farted, I'd just be like, yo, I just busted ass hard.
Oh my god. But yeah, man, like the Nolan version, like people know only a couple versions of the character and none of them know like the definitive version or even close to it. But they want to have the arguments like they know what's going on. And it's kind of like, I don't want to argue with you about this stuff. I want you to read these things so you know what we're talking about. and then let's talk about it, as opposed to just talking about what you think is going on with this character. I don't know. I get tired of that conversation.
Yeah, it's redundant.
Yeah. Okay, so enough with the rants. I'm sorry. I got on a big, long-ass rant. Let's talk about the Joes. So I recently, I'll just preface so people know where we're going. We all recently, well, Steven, you said you didn't pick up any this time.
Yeah, I didn't pick up any.
And you're kind of on the right track. I'm gonna be completely honest, because like a lot of people,
that's fucked up, but so true.
It's the truth, man. Like a lot of the reviews you're seeing on TV, I mean on YouTube and on the net and whatnot, they're all like, it's like biased. You know what I mean? Like these are the people who are lifelong. They like everything G.I. Joe, regardless. They're gonna buy it all, or they're gonna get it for free from some hookup. So they love it. It's awesome. Either they have to say it's awesome, or they don't really see the flaws at all. With us, we're not being like, we're sponsored, but like not that kind of sponsorship. I promise. We don't get shit for free. It's more of like we go out and we buy shit. You know, occasionally we buy from our sponsor, and we just tell you what we tell you. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is. With these Joes, to be super honest, it's like really lackluster. Like, go, Steven, you say your part, because I've been running my mouth. Say your part about. Remember what you were telling me about how you felt about these Joes from like the 50th anniversary to now.
Okay, so from 2014, when the 50th anniversary first came out, I bought quite a few sets, which was the Destro, Pursuit of Cobra, General Hawk, Leather Neck 3-pack.
Yeah.
From the Low Light 3 or 2-pack. The Lady Jane Baroness. I think that came from 2014, I believe.
Yeah.
And I'm just trying to look back at my collection to see what I got from that line, and I think that was it.
Yeah. Well, you got Gung Ho. You got the Gung Ho pack.
Oh yeah, the Gung Ho was from the 2015.
Yeah.
Wave, which I only picked one pack, which was the Gung Ho pack, and then 2016 we're here, and they took off the 50th anniversary logo, so now I didn't buy anything. So it's kind of like I bought 3 packs in 2014. I only bought 1 pack in 2015. In 2016, I got nothing. So yeah.
Yeah, man. The quality, man. It's like, it feels like an intern for the newest, the most important figures in this wave, which are Shooter and the female Cobra officer. In my opinion, I mean, maybe other people will, have a different important character, but like Shooter was in the first issue of G.I. Joe on a screen as one of the first 13. Somehow she didn't actually show up in the episode. So it's like, this is a character that they never explored, but somehow all the other characters got figures except for her. And now, what was that? 1980 what? When that came out. It's almost 30 years later. We get a figure of Shooter, finally, and the figure is like, meh. It's not really that awesome. Like, considering she's the second sniper that we're getting for G.I. Joe. Well, I wouldn't say the second, but the second of the recent Joes. She looks awesome design-wise, because it's real simple. She's all black, you know what I mean? She's got all the buckles and all the holsters and the sheaths, and she's got the cool case for her sniper rifle. She actually has a SOCOM with the freaking suppressor or silencer. And it's weird, too, because the holster is this big square thing that you just drop the gun in, and it just wobbles around in there. Like, it doesn't actually, like, secure in there the way all the old holsters, used to do. So it's just strange. It's like the gun is either undersized or the holster is too big for the gun. You know what I'm saying? But the sniper rifle, it's like you can take it apart. When you try to put it back together, none of the parts actually secure. They kind of just, they fit in a place and then they fall apart when you try to put it in her hand. So like, how do you go from low light to that? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't make sense. I don't know. What do you think about him, ODC?
Oh, I'm sorry. I had to open up a beer before I start talking about these figures.
Get some alcohol in the system.
All right. Well, I'm just. I mean,
tell them how you really feel.
Lackluster is complimenting these figures. I don't have a heavy duty. Stiletto is like I actually don't mind heavy duty. I think he's on the rock body, right?
Yeah, he's on the rock body.
Yeah.
I don't have a heavy duty, so I liked him. Stiletto is god awful. Is just absolutely horrible.
One of my subscribers
said she looked I don't know what that face is doing.
One of my subscribers
if it's trying to become an alien. It's trying to eat itself.
One of my subscribers
I don't know what it's
said
doing.
that she looked like Shang Tsung from the first Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh shit!
I couldn't believe it. I was like, yeah, that's actually pretty accurate, man.
I would say the one word I could describe all these figures is fucking retread.
Yeah.
It's
true.
All just retread shit.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
I mean, really try.
It's bottom of the barrel. Let's re-release a bunch of troopers so people are happy with their troopers. In the Iron Grenadier and Cobra Viper. I mean, when are we going to get something different?
Yeah.
Can we get, or just fucking stop making them?
Mm-hmm.
Because at this point, it's a fucking slap in the face of like true passionate collectors that want to spend their hard-earned money on G.I. Joe so they have them so we can put them in our collections. But at this point, it's a slap in my face when I have to spend money on these, and then I get them out of package and they're god-awful. Just fucking god-awful. Duke looks horrible.
Oh,
Tombstone, a brand new character. I
know. And he looks
should get tender love and care.
Yeah.
If any of the other figures, you wanted to make Duke look like shit, fine. We got 10 million Dukes, I don't care. Yeah. He's not my definitive Duke anyway.
Yeah.
Tombstone, I mean, Bill Cosby, he looks like he ate all the Jell-O pudding, okay, and then smoked a lot of weed after because motherfucker is high as shit.
Yeah, he is.
He's looking up in the sky like his fucking eyes are about to roll in the back of his head like he's about to fucking pass out from his blood alcohol content being too high or maybe overdosing on heroin. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. And then let's move on to the Cobra officer.
Oh, Lord.
The female Cobra officer. What a fucking cash cow we have here, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just talk about her fucking face. Because I don't know what's worse. The stiletto face that's eating itself or this bland vanilla face.
And you know what's fucked up is that they didn't even have to sculpt the whole face. She should have a red, like handkerchief or something over her mouth. And
exactly.
She doesn't have it. Like, why did you go through, like, you didn't even pay attention to the model that it's based on. I mean, in the episode, she pulls it down to talk, and there's scenes where she doesn't have it. But typically, Cobra Troopers, I mean, shit, if you're looking at the Cobra Trooper, he's either got a black or a red, mask over the lower portion of his face. They're supposed to be faceless goons. You give her, it's funny.
And on top of that, okay, I get a Saw Viper finally. Thank God. I got a Saw Viper. Great. I don't even mind him.
Yeah,
he's fine.
I like the Saw
He's
Viper.
fine. But we get another Arctic fucking bat. Are you kidding me?
I know, right?
We couldn't get Jungle Bat or any, like, a regular fucking bat.
Yeah,
or
I know.
How about any other fucking character besides a goddamn bat?
Exactly.
I mean, do I have to continue, or do I need to take a shot?
Take a shot and continue, man.
Shooter, why is she just boring black? Like, she's wearing all black. There's nothing to the costume. I get she's a sniper. She's supposed to be covert ops. You don't want to be seen. Then shouldn't she be wearing green or some sort of camouflage? not all black.
Yeah,
Is that just me?
No. She shouldn't. She should have color, some kind of color, some kind of design,
something to stand out. She just looks like black plastic from the neck down.
It's true because they use that generic diver. It looks like her upper body is somewhat the Cobra Diver body. The Baroness. Remember that one?
Yeah.
It may not be exactly all of that, but at least the upper torso. That's what it feels like, or it's loosely. Maybe that's the starting point that they used because her torso itself, like the lower torso, looks a little different. But like, even if it was all black, they could have used. You know how like the Marauders all black Valkyrie body looks? There's so much detail on the body itself that no matter what you cast it in, what color, it's still going to look nice because you have a design going on. This is completely void of design. There's like nothing there. It's like...
Yeah, and the two new characters that we get are the most bland.
Yeah.
Tombstone and Shooter.
Yep.
They're bland.
They didn't try.
They didn't even give them. They didn't even try. They just threw some shit in a box and who cares, right?
I always get frustrated because... Wait, you were about to say something, Steven. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. And that's a shame because back in our other Joe Talks, we were hoping Shooter would be like, the hope for, brand new G.I. Joe figures. But it's not.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah,
it's not. And, I hate to say it. I don't want to say this shit. But it's the truth. I mean, we're not going to sit here and lie.
Yeah, exactly.
Not going to... You know what I mean? Like, what was the point of us even talking about this if we're just going to sit here and say Paul Pixel Dan and be like, it's great! It's fucking great! Subscribe! It's great! No, I'm not going to do that. We're not going to do that. That's not what we're here for. If that's what you want, go to another channel.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? Right? That's not what we're about. So
nah. Well, because we want the shit to be good. We want to play with cool shit. We want to have cool shit in our collection, and right now, that's not what they're giving us. And it it amazes me the amount of people who, are supposed to be reviewers that keep on saying it's all awesome. Everything is awesome. It's all great. Every single character is so dope. Like, let's talk about Outback. What the fuck? That's like fucking Frankenstein. Like, they took that tiny 25th anniversary head and then they put it on like that super large, rock body. Upper body with the I don't even know whose legs those are. Are those?
You could say he's fucking pear shaped. It's okay. he's a fucking upside down bowling pin.
Yeah, man, it's weird. It's real weird. I mean, like if his head was a little bit bigger, it would fit. If he didn't have on the battle kata shit, it would look cool because it's kind of stupid that he's wearing like everything that Roadblock is wearing. Like, what the hell? Like, I mean, I get it. It's the military and stuff, but like. Come on, this is G.I. Joe. Everybody has their specialty. He's a survivalist. Why does he need fucking weird brass knuckles that turn into knives and guns and, batons and blah, blah, blah? None of that has anything to do with his MOS. So, like, why is it that that's what they give us? I really don't have that much to say about Falcon because it's pretty much the version from the Marauder pack, just different colors. Yeah. And I don't mind. I don't have a Falcon figure. I haven't had one since the first one way back in the 80s. So I'm cool with this one. I mean, it's not the best figure.
It's just another two black figures that are boring and I don't care about.
Yeah. They need to learn how to utilize color because this is really annoying that like in this day and age we're still getting this plain shit. It's just too I don't know.
What really pisses me off is that the fact that the subscription gives us color.
But they give us every color.
But they give you too much color.
Yeah.
And then you get your regular releases, and there's no color.
Yeah.
Except for the Saw Viper. That's it.
Yeah, I know, right? He has all the color for the whole wave.
he took all the fucking budget out of that wave.
Well, like, and then why does the Saw, like, all these people say, oh, Saw Viper's so great, and I like the way he looks. I'm speaking for myself. I like how he looks, but he's a Cobra Trooper with no Cobra sigil anywhere. Like, they just were too cheap to put that stamp or tampograph on the figure. Why? He's a Cobra. It's like they're totally
too much color, bro. Too much color.
They're totally
should have been a black symbol.
Exactly, a black symbol or a silver or red symbol somewhere. You know, it just feels like they're on autopilot. You know, it feels like the freaking.
I don't think you're on autopilot. They're on fucking life support, barely breathing.
It feels like the freaking interns did this, you know, and the interns are trying. They're trying based on what they know that Hasbro does, but it's not really, you know, adding up. Like, why is it that Shooter, being a sniper, after we've been given that hidden joint, the up and down joint in the wrists, and like the female Vitruvian hacks have it, the Valkyries have it, and right now both females that were in this wave don't have it. How come every figure in this wave doesn't have that joint in their hands? You know
everything that Marauders or Vitruvian Hacks has,
yeah,
Hasbro should have.
Yeah,
Hasbro should have in GI Joe.
Yeah.
I don't understand. They are like years behind.
Mm-hmm.
Years. I'm talking 5 years probably behind everyone else now.
Yeah. Yep.
I would say at this point it is pointless to buy GI Joe.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that for a while. I was like, you know, I'm gonna just put more money into these Kickstarters and these third-party companies because they actually have the passion for the characters, not just from the production standpoint, but from like the design standpoint. Like they actually give a shit. I mean, looking at the bodies you get from Marauders, it's one body they keep giving you, but they give it to you in so many combinations. And then they give you enough armor combinations that all of us could have different characters, you know? You won't necessarily come across the exact same figure every time. You know, some people will do like the upper and lower body swap where you have like black and green and then you have, you know, green and black or white and gray on the bottom or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you could switch it around however you want to get a different combination of colors for your base body. And then you can do stuff with their hands. You can do stuff with the armor. I mean, there's just like endless possibilities.
Yeah.
And then you go to G.I. Joe and it's like they're not even trying.
Yeah, and it's like we're not just saying these things just to bash the shit for the sake of bashing it.
Not at all.
Like this is like the proof is in the pudding. When you look at the figure, you get the figure in hand. I wanted these to be good. Like I was really excited about getting the entire wave.
The best thing in the wave is the fucking zombie vipers.
Yeah, no, really, it is. They have the most paint applications.
Yep.
They look just, if not better than the Pursuit of Cobra one.
No, I think they're the same. There's like one little detail that's different. Someone said that the visors might be a little bit darker. The kneecaps. It's on their kneecaps.
The sculpting on their arms, the sleeves are different.
No, it's the same. I took pictures of them. It's the same. The only difference is there's a spot on their knees. Like they have like a
oh, you're right. Yeah. Where the knee pads are supposed to be.
Yeah, it's like a blue hole, like a hole where like blue skin is showing through. But yeah, man, it's weird, man. You would think that they would have tried, you know, a little bit harder to make these more satisfying pickups. Like it just doesn't make sense how like lackluster all this shit is, you know?
Yeah.
But
I mean, I'm happy that I finally got that Snake Eyes.
Oh yeah, you picked that.
But it's because I don't want to pay $30 for fucking Pursuit of Cobra.
Yeah, I know.
So, I mean, I'm happy about that. I don't really care about. I don't know. The majority of these figures are. I mean, I'm. I just wish that we could go back to single carded releases because a lot of these are just unnecessary. Don't even need to be made.
I agree.
Outback and Falcon didn't need to be made. Duke didn't need to be made.
Well, like if you were going to make those characters, then do a full-on reimagining or a full-on update. You know what I'm saying? Like it should have been like Pursuit of Cobra style, modern version of these characters, not just a retool of some old school reimagining of the character. You know what I'm saying? Like we should have been getting like a fucking Pursuit of Cobra Roadblock. Or a Pursuit of Cobra, you know, Falcon and what's his name, and Outback. Or Shooter, since she didn't show up with the OG-13, do a Pursuit of Cobra version of her, you know? Modern military or near-future military style sniper, female sniper. Instead, we get this like she's straddling the fence between being a 25th anniversary release and a 50th anniversary release, which doesn't make any damn sense. Like, pick one and commit. That's all you got to do, and people will be happy. And instead, they're like dragging their feet about this shit, and it's kind of like, I don't know. I just
on top of that, like when you look at her, like her torso is very odd.
Yeah, both her and the female Cobra Trooper have a long ass, like
ass torso,
not in the
and
cool
then
way,
like I think it's the knife sheath is like way too fucking big.
Yeah, and I don't even mind if she had a giant knife. Like that doesn't bother me, but like it just everything looks odd. It doesn't look like the gear is supposed to be for her. I don't know. Maybe that's the thing.
Well, yeah, because it's not. Because the fucking gear is probably, an amalgamation of 3 different figures.
Yeah,
that's what they do. Yeah. It's the fucking. It's basically the what was it? The trooper, except for the legs are different.
Yeah.
The female Cobra Trooper.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, almost entirely. But what kills it for me is the fucking rifle falling apart while you try to get her to hold it. Like
I just glued it.
I'm about to do the same thing because I'm like, now I have this case and it's kind of useless. But I'm gonna glue it all together. Yeah, they really shit the bed with this one. it's just kind of like,
and you know what? We were all praising this.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Months ago, when they released photos, we were like, okay, this is gonna be good. Maybe they're getting back on track. We were excited about it.
Yeah,
we were very optimistic, all of us.
Yeah, it's true.
And we get them in hand, and this is typical Hasbro. We should have known better, right?
Yeah,
we should have known better because this is what they do all the time. Prototypes, all the time, whether it's Marvel Legends or whatever.
Yeah, and
they shit the bed.
It's funny because like when I get stuff, like these were, I want to say donated to me, so it's awesome because I couldn't find them out here, and I love the hunt of the thrill of the hunt, finding these figures out in the wild and shit. But I couldn't find them, and one of my ninjas was really good, and donate them, found them for me and sent them to me, and I'm really appreciative of that. And I don't want to sound like I'm unappreciative because I'm giving the figure itself a bad review. This isn't reflecting my homeboy helping me out. This is reflecting the actual fucking figure. You know what I mean? This is reflecting what Hasbro failed to do with something that it should have been relatively easy. We could have probably kit bashed from existing figures a better shooter and a better female Cobra Trooper. I mean, I've seen customizers kit bash and customize better, troopers and better.
Except for that one dude. Remember that? Holy shit.
Oh, yeah. He had a really poorly painted. I remember. It was really badly painted.
Holy shit.
Like a burn victim or something, yeah. But like it could be done where you could make this stuff look better, and it's sad that like the coming from the source, they can't do better right now. Like what's going on? Why is this even a thing? Why are they struggling to do shit that they should be like pros at? Like this is your game. All these other people are beating you at your own game. Like I don't know. Maybe it's time for them to go on hiatus and then hire back staff that actually knows what the fuck they're doing when it comes to this. Staff that has pride in their work. Because, like, this is not a good example of what G.I. Joe could be,
Yeah.
It's not good at all.
For me, I just think they should, I think they should hit the fucking reset button and just, whoever's in that division, fire them. I mean, I don't want to see anyone lose their job. I don't wish that upon anyone. I know what it's like to be unemployed. It's not fun.
Nope.
But what's going on here is carelessness. The product is substandard.
Yeah.
And we're not getting anything anyway. So what's the difference?
Yeah.
Like, how do these guys have jobs if this is your division? Let's just say I was the head of the Black Series division for Hasbro.
Yeah.
If I'm looking at G.I. Joe, I'm like, these guys are a fucking joke. They have no idea what they're doing.
Okay.
And it's like, and it's not that they're like, it's like this is their baby. This is what Hasbro started with.
Yeah.
Like how do you fuck up your baby? It's like dropping your baby like once a year for the last like 10 years.
Yeah, I know, right?
How do you keep dropping your fucking baby? What the hell's the matter with you?
It's true. It's true.
I mean, at that point, you would have a 10-year-old child, but you'd still drop him.
Yeah.
That's my point. You look like Sloth, for Christ's sake.
That's all right. Baby Ruth.
Baby Ruth?
Rocky Road.
Sloth love chunk.
Truffle shuffle. Yeah.
Something's got to happen.
Yeah, man.
This is just, it's unacceptable from a collector standpoint, I think.
Yeah, I still can't believe. And I mean, like, you know, I'm not going to tell people what they should do, but man, it's really hard to watch all these folks reviewing these figures and saying, "Oh yeah, this is great, man. This is great." Blah 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 blah. It's like, nah, homie, nah. You should be suspecting something when they constantly are saying everything is awesome, no matter what, and you know we can see that there's problems. You know, like that's not cool. That's not cool. It should be a warning sign. I'm just like, I don't know.
I mean, a lot of people have been asking me like, where are your reviews? Where are your reviews? Like, I haven't shot a Joe review because I'm very disappointed in the line, to be honest with you. Yeah. I mean, I might shoot the review for like the Saw Viper because I don't have one.
Yeah.
I might shoot one for Heavy Duty because I didn't have one.
Yeah.
Maybe Shooter and maybe Tombstone just because they're new characters. But I'm not, and maybe the female officer. I don't know. But some of the other ones, like, do I really need to review a 2-pack of Iron Grenadier and fucking Viper? Do I really need to do that? I mean, it's...
Yeah, it's like the umpteenth release of that figure.
Yeah, like, I just don't need to do that to myself nor my viewers, so...
Yeah, I agree with you, man. It's kind of it sucks. I don't know. I hate when we have the bad news for stuff that we were amped about, you know, because it's like it should be good. I have to drive home how bad Outback is. Like
he's horrible. Stiletto is got to be up there with him.
She's up there. She's probably like her face is terrible. The body is like unimaginative. They just it's pretty much Helix with different arms and then a different head.
Agent Helix.
And it's pretty lame that they didn't try to like incorporate other stuff, like more new stuff. And then they just slapped all the weapons on her. Like, oh, she's got knives and katanas and a sniper rifle and a machine gun and a pistol. And you're like, wow, can I put these things anywhere? Nah.
No.
All you can do is put the swords in her back from Storm Shadow.
And that's another thing that a lot of toy companies are trying to justify higher price points now.
By just slapping a whole bunch of accessories.
Slapping a bunch of accessories in a box.
Yeah.
With a figure that, when you display them, can't even hold them. So what is the point of giving me this shit if it's going to go into a bag?
Yeah.
It's going to go into a fucking Ziploc bag, right into a box, labeled accessories.
Yeah, it's true.
But now I'm paying, and a lot of toy companies want us to pay $24.99 for 6-inch figures. No. That's when I stop collecting. I'm not. If I have to go to a retail store and pay $24 retail, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
I get it. Like online e-tailers are different. That's a different market completely. That doesn't apply to the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
When something drops in store and you walk into a store and it's $25 and it used to be
$10,
$19.99 or fucking 5 years ago, or not even 5 years, 4 years ago, it used to be $17.99. Like there's something wrong here. There's something real fucked up here.
Yeah.
So I don't know. G.I. Joe's dead, as far as I'm concerned.
Just like that.
That's the long and short of it. It was on life support, and now after these, like, it's fucking dead. I mean, it's not dead to me. Like, I love G.I. Joe, but
yeah, it's all this
is just a fucking.
It's all about Marauders now.
It is really.
They're running with the ball right now. Like, we gotta ignore Hasbro until Hasbro gets their shit together and just focus on Marauders. The fucking Valkyries.
Or go buy vintage G.I. Joe stuff. Go buy that.
Yeah, I agree.
Buy vintage G.I. Joe stuff and be happy. You'll be happy.
Yeah.
You really will.
Or pre-this. Anything pre-modern Hasbro.
Go buy Pursuit of Cobra and be happy.
Hell yeah.
I would rather spend more money on Pursuit of Cobra stuff than spending any money on the 2016 stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
That's what I would do. I would invest your money in that. That's what I would do.
I agree. That'd be the way to go. I don't know. Let's. What would be if there is anything good to say about these? What would it be?
That Duke figure. It's the best figure ever.
Here he goes. Here he goes, trolling everyone.
Yeah.
I'll take. Yeah.
Will you take 20 of those?
Yeah. Every Duke figure is the best figure.
Oh my god, that Duke figure looks like he's prepped to clean toilets, man. Like, that shit's horrible, man. It's pretty bad.
Oh, someone called Roto-Bruta?
I know. I know, right? I heard you got leaky pipes.
I heard you got some poo-poo problems. I heard you got a sloppy dookie.
I know, right? I know your pipes was backed up, so I had came to fix them.
And I brought my head. What I had happened was, your poo-poo done backed it up in your house, so I done came with my snaking, and I'm gonna snake your Roto-Rooter, so I get all the pooter out of there.
All the pooter.
All the poo butter. All the butt butter. Let's get all the butt butter out of there.
All the mud butt. Get that mud butt out of there.
Get that butt butter out of here.
Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know. I would say on Shooter, the head sculpt is not bad. I kind of feel like this might be the same head as Carla Doc Greer. I could be wrong. I don't remember. I've never had that.
Ooh, that might be a good call.
But I think it might be her. I don't know. But it's still not a bad head sculpt. I don't know what it is with their eyes. Everybody's looking up. Like,
what are they looking at?
What are they looking? Yeah, what are they looking at? Because
I'm telling you, all their eyes are starting to roll in the back of their head because the G.I. Joe's dead.
Yeah, man, it's like they're all dying, or they're all just pissed at what happened. They're like, man, why'd you do me like this, man? It's not right.
They're all rolling their eyes at Hasbro.
Yeah, because it's pretty bad.
No, it's not the same head sculpt. It's a different.
Okay, good. So
I just looked it up.
Then that's a plus. Yeah, I was going to, but I figured, hey, let me just, let me just throw a boon out there. But no, I mean, since it's a different sculpt, then I give them props for having a different sculpt, because I mean, we need that. We need more of that. I like the Saw Viper, like you said. I wish he had a Cobra sigil somewhere. That would be awesome. I don't mind Falcon, because, like I said, I haven't had Falcon for years. I think the Falcon I had was from the original Slaughter's Marauders set. So it's been a long time. He's not too bad. I mean, he looks like he's like a night operator of some sort. You know what I mean? Like Night Force type shit. And that's okay.
Night Force.
I like some of the accessories with Outback. Like, I'm gonna do all kinds of stuff to change this guy up. Like, put his head on a smaller body. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? So that he could actually be in proportion. Because I always dug Outback, but he never was a hulking character. He was muscular, but not like the biggest guy in the room. He wasn't Roadblock. You know what I mean? Like,
he's kind of like CrossFit.
Yeah,
he would be like if he did like CrossFit all the time, because he's got to like run long distances. Like, yeah, he's a survivalist.
Yeah.
Like,
he's not The Rock. He's like
it's
like the way the Pursuit of Cobra Recondo is kind of more muscular. His body's more muscular than the other guys, but he
would look more like an Olympic athlete, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. But I don't know. I dig the figure. I mean, I dig the accessories. You know, the machete, the machine gun. It looks just like the one he came with originally, all those years ago.
Yep.
I don't dig him having all this battle kata stuff. That kind of pisses me off. And they didn't even like complete it. Like he's got the knuckles and he's got the knives and the baton on his back, but he didn't have like the fist daggers that go in the lower part of the armor. And it was like, what was or the guns? Like, what was the point of that? You know what I mean? Like, why did you even bother? I don't know. They just.
When's the last time you saw any, a park ranger or any other sort of person have a knife with brass knuckles?
when Roadblock had it in retaliation, and that's why they shouldn't have used it again. I would have just left it alone. Some of that shit needs to be a one-off, design choice, and then you don't reuse it. It seems like they just can't help themselves with all this reuse. It's like a fetish, and they need to stop because it doesn't actually help the designs. It makes the designs look like there's less imagination at work. It's like a foot fetish. That's weird. Sorry to all you foot fetish people out there. Wow. This guy.
Not my type of thing. I have like a foot phobia thing.
What?
I don't like feet in my face. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. Just call me weird. I'm not weird. You guys aren't weird. I'm the weird one. I just don't like feet.
How did we get
toes and
how did we get here?
I don't know. We're going back to personal problems. Let's go. Let's get out of here. Let's go back to
It's like we like rolled off a mountain and ended up
we're like, what? Just shut up, Anthony.
Like, where am I? I'm scared.
It's okay. I'm face palming myself.
I don't know where
this
I am.
This is directed at me right now.
Nah, you're all right. Not everybody likes everything. I've seen some beautiful women, like freaking Tori Wilson. Seeing her in real life, you'll like toes when you see her in real life.
Ugh, no, I can't do it.
Oh, you will. Trust me.
It's gonna smell like a wrestling boot. I can't do it.
They don't all smell like wrestling boots, dude.
I don't know, man. She used to wear wrestling boots, so I don't know.
Trust me, she was clean. She was clean. God, she's clean. I mean, like I said, I was working at a Nationwide Arena, and I was a event supervisor, and what was it? SmackDown was coming to. Well, that's what we were prepping for. SmackDown at the arena, and it was before Eddie Guerrero passed, and it was that whole money in the case. They had the match with the case.
Money in the Bank.
Yeah, the Money in the Bank match. And they also, it was when Randy Orton was in his Legend Killer, mode or whatever, and he fought Kamala, and then Kamala disappeared, and then Undertaker was just standing there with the music playing. Like the whole like room goes black, and you see the smoke and blah blah blah. Anyway, before
that was I think 2005.
Yeah, because it was
just right before WrestleMania 21, because that's when they fought.
Yeah, it was the year after I graduated college. I was still working. I worked there all through college, and so me and the fire marshal are walking through, making sure all the pyrotechnics are good. There were a few last minute things we had to get for a couple people. That's when I met, what was the guy's name? Orlando Jordan, I think his name is, right?
OJ.
And he seems like a big dude on TV, and he actually was kind of big in real life. Freaking what's his name? Booker T was huge in real life. But,
yeah, Booker T's like 6'6".
But freaking Batista's not as big as he in real life as he looks on screen. Like, I mean, he's muscular, like he's wide as fuck, but he's not like, he looks like a giant on screen. And then I was like looking dead at his, like eye to eye with the dude. Like I was like, wow, you don't seem as scary in real life. But as we're walking through the that walkway through the whatever they call it, the Teletron or whatever. We're walking
the
through
Titantron.
I don't know why I said Teletron. Wow. Isn't it Teletran the thing that Optimus Prime uses? It's the computer in Transformers, my bad. We're walking through from the arena into the back through the Titantron, and Tori Wilson comes walking by in this like peach dress.
Oh Lord!
She looked like someone airbrushed like a fine ass person, and then that fine ass person just walked up off the page and walked past us. I swear, every guy that was there stopped for a while and just watched as she walked by. It was the most perfect female I think I've ever seen in my life. I was like, they make them like this? Like, that made no sense. Do. I was like, I don't know, shit just blew my mind. Because, you watch wrestling and it's just like, oh, it's another one of those chicks. Then you see her in real life, her specifically. And I never really looked at her like that because I never really thought she was, I mean, she's cute, but I never thought she was like dope, you know what I mean? And then I see her in real life and I'm like, wow, okay.
Like friggin' Lana. Yeah. Lana's like the new Tori Wilson.
Oh, good God.
Lana's
on another level.
Mo is attracted to Lana. That's how good looking Lana is.
But yeah, man, I just couldn't believe that shit, man. That kind of chick, yeah, your fear of feet, you'll change your mind. you will change your mind.
We've come full circle, ladies and gentlemen. The feet have come full circle.
But anyway, let's jump.
Steven, what do you think? What if you could pick out something good?
Yeah.
About all this.
I know you were quiet through the whole thing.
I know, he's just like, I'm gonna let him talk about Tori Wilson. Go ahead.
Sorry. I had to get that out there because man. But anyway, yeah, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
So, something good, right?
Yeah.
Besides the Duke figure?
You and the Duke.
Okay, judging from the pictures and the reviews I've seen lately, I'd say probably just the re-released figures, I guess. Like, the new stuff they tried to attempt, I mean, they're okay. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I was expecting, like, better, 100% better. But
yeah,
it's not. It's like, I guess, the Zombie Viper pack. I guess the Snake Eyes versus Storm Shadow for those who haven't gotten it yet.
That's a good plus.
What was that one? The 25th anniversary Iron Grenadier was pointless, in my opinion.
Oh, like, what the heck? That's a slot you could have filled with the fucking Pursuit of Cobra figure.
Yeah, like Moneybags Destro. I don't know why, man.
Why can't we get that figure? It's like they're torturing us. They do that shit on purpose.
You ain't gonna get it.
You ain't gonna get it again.
We ain't giving it to you.
Ain't gonna get it again.
Oh, you think we like you? We ain't giving you shit.
We ain't giving you no. Don't look at me.
Like, and now thinking about it, I'm thinking about next year, but like I'm out of optimism. I don't know how any of these Joe guys still have the optimism. Like, it's gonna get better next year. Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I was wrong. I forgot about Outback has the guns, the fucking Battle Kata Roadblock guns. My bad.
Just be glad it's not a minigun.
I know, right? That we get with every big guy. Every big.
He's a big guy. It's like something Vince McMahon would do.
Uh-huh.
He's a big guy. He's got to have a big gun. Don't you know?
But yeah, man, that's about it for the Joe stuff, man. It's like, I don't know. It's not necessarily worth all the trouble, I guess, It feels like we should just wait for the next batch of stuff. If it's good, then we'll be happy. If not, just stick with Marauders and shit, Oh no, you didn't send the man. I know it's gonna be some gross shit. Oh no, it's not gross shit. Good job.
Did you?
Good job. That works. I'm telling you, man. I am telling you. They exist, man. The ones that will change your life exist. The feats that will change your life.
So the feet that will change your life.
They exist. You'll be like, I have seen the mountaintop.
I have seen the light. This house is clear.
I know, right? Oh my God. I'll say this about a positive. I took the Battle Kata crap off of Outback, and he's got the They put survival across the shirt.
Really?
And also, he doesn't look as bulky without the vest. He looks more like what he should look like. So, to all of you who have, what's his name, take the vest off, and you actually have, like, a more proportionate looking figure. He looks a lot more proportionate.
Or if you wanted to, you could buy a nice vest that actually fit the figure from Marauders.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. You could do that.
Yep.
Options.
Exactly. But yeah, I'm gonna
shit. I would just get the Valkyries and get them in like a dark. If you can get them in, hold on, let me check.
Oh, you mean in?
If you can get them in like dark blue, you can make yourself your female Cobra officers.
Oh yeah. They have a blue one. They're gonna have a blue one. Yeah. They're gonna have all the colors for the females that they had for the males. So yeah. Yeah, I was like, man, I'm so impressed with the Valkyries. I guess we could talk about them for a little bit.
I would love to.
Yeah.
Let me hold on. Let me give you my 2 cents about Joe's.
Okay. Well, wait. We gotta let Steven say more.
Oh yeah. Cool. Please.
You're being too quiet.
So
I'm a fucking motor man. You get me going, I won't shut the fuck up. Tell me to shut the fuck up, please.
Well.
Oh my god. No, go ahead. Tell us your thoughts, sir, because you're being way too quiet. We got to hear from you. This is where you get to just say whatever the fuck you got to say, man. Let it out.
So what was the topic again?
Really? Are you serious?
Duke and how many Dukes are good? And how many Dukes do you have? That's the topic.
Do you have all the Dukes, sir?
I don't have one. Like, believe it or not, I don't even have any 25th anniversary Dukes. Just Rise of Cobra and up.
Terrible. The 25th one was bad, man. Those hands. That's why I say the Duke hands, the Dookie hands, they're terrible, man.
If you really want that 25th anniversary Duke, you can have mine. I'll send it to you. All right? I'll send them to you. Expect them in the mail. I'll give them to you. Then you'll understand what the hands mean.
They're the worst hands in the line, period. They're not even like at the wrist. It's like the forearm. So like when you put any pressure on the hand at all, it makes the forearm all wobbly and shit. And then like before you know it, it's starting to break at the peg. And that's like if you're careful. You know what I mean? Like some folks out of the package, it's broken at the peg. Like they're terrible. They are terrible.
But like I said, any Duke is the best Duke. No matter what flaws he has, he doesn't have any.
Best response of the night. Best quote of the night.
That was awesome. That was super awesome. Man.
Like, I'm sad that Snake Eyes surpassed him. That's dude.
It's all about that Duke.
I know, right? Yeah, man.
But yeah, like
that's why they call him Duke. He's a fucking plumber. He's getting all that Dookie out.
Oh man.
But in all seriousness, like I have no hope for 2017 for G.I. Joe. Right. And I wouldn't be surprised if we got nothing in 2017 and if all these Joe fans are like, well, Hasbro didn't make a lot of money this year for this wave. I'll be willing to admit that I'm going to be the cause for it because I'm not going to support crap just to get more crap,
No, I agree. It should never be a thing. That's not the way we do things. Yeah.
I was trying to, personally, I was trying to try to give him the benefit of the doubt, but fuck if I ever do that. So.
Yeah, I can't do it anymore. It's like when I think about one $11 purchase at Marauders versus, your $20 purchase at your Toys R Us of your 2-pack of Joes. And neither of the two are of the standard that you've come to expect from G.I. Joe. Like, something's wrong. Something's, like, super wrong. Because we should never be saying this shit. They've had this on lock for, over what? This is the 50th anniversary of A Real American Hero, or is it? No, it's the 50th anniversary of G.I. Joe. It's the 35th of A Real American Hero, and by now you'd think they would understand, you know, how to do this. They understand what works. They understand what we're looking for in these, you know, these figures, and yet they're still changing shit that doesn't need to be changed. You know, they're still making missteps because they're listening to the wrong people, and by now you'd think they would know. So I don't know. I'm sticking with
I think it would have, from a marketing standpoint, it would have made a better decision instead of, because these are, I mean, these figures, you can tell they're rushed.
Yeah.
They were rushed. They weren't planned very well, I should say.
Yeah.
They were planned, probably, but not well.
Yeah.
They were rushed, you can tell, because, you know, it didn't seem like there was this big reveal. Like, oh, wow, all this new stuff and new packaging and new, like, it just seems like they were, from a marketing standpoint, they would have been better off not releasing anything this year.
Yeah.
And saying, let's wait for the 35th anniversary and overhaul. We need to overhaul. We need to fix a lot of things. We need to update our molds. Get some new tooling. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Let's do something different. Let's give them fucking thigh swivels, or let's give them something that other places like Marauders or something aren't giving them. Let's give them 2 more points of articulation, or 3. You know what I mean? Something.
Yeah.
Give us something different. We are asking for something different.
Yeah. I'm surprised too. You know, Steven mentioned earlier, no vehicle.
No, oh yeah, no.
None,
I mean,
none whatsoever. It's kind of like, wow, they just completely.
When was the last vehicle we got? 2 years ago?
No,
last year.
Last year. Remember they had the sets. There was the one with Chuckles. There was the one with Sightline. It was like a Sky Striker and Cobra.
No, I mean like new vehicle. I'm not talking about retreads.
Oh, new vehicles. It's been Retaliation. Since Retaliation, there was no.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
I mean.
It's like the anger is rising.
I don't understand how we can get a 6-inch TIE fighter from one line, but we can't get a 3 3/4-inch vehicle
from the same company.
From the same company.
Same fucking company. You can tell this is the thought process, you know. It's this one. This is our cash cow, so we can do anything, and the people will buy it. And this one is kind of like, dude, you could do better. You can easily do better.
Well, they don't even try.
Yeah, I know.
They don't even try. Like, I just don't understand how you can say, oh, it won't sell, but yet you don't do anything with it.
Yeah.
You have to do something with it for it to sell.
Exactly. People have to know it's out there.
Give us a new show.
Yeah.
But fucking do something different. Do a live action Netflix series. Who cares? Do something different.
Yeah, yeah.
Anything. Everyone who's anyone watches Netflix series now.
Yeah.
Because most people don't even have fucking cable anymore.
Exactly. We haven't had it.
Most people just watch Netflix. So do something different. I guarantee if they did anything different outside the box, it would help. It would help in some way.
Yeah.
This way you have more people looking at your product, more people wondering, where the fuck is G.I. Joe been?
Yeah. This is true.
And then it even makes them look bad because eventually, whether this goes away or comes back, when it comes back, and let's say it comes back strong, they're going to look really bad for all the years that they gave us nothing.
Or that they gave us half-assed shit, like what we got now.
Like I just what they're doing. I don't know. From a business standpoint, it's just not good business.
Yeah.
Yeah, like everything we buy, whether it's Marvel Legends, Star Wars, or G.I. Joe, I feel robbed either way, man.
Sometimes, that's how it seems to be these days. You know, it's like not enough thought is going into making unique figures. It's just let's make some figures. You know, more thought needs to go into making unique figures. That should be the name of the game. Is unique figures. Make the Joes stand out. Stop listening to the people saying that G.I. Joe is Call of Duty, because it's not. Stop listening to the guys who keep saying everything has to be hyper realistic. It's not. It just has to have a basis in reality, and then you go from there. You don't have to make every single thing so realistic to the point where it's boring and there's no personality or some shit. Like, that's a waste. Why even go there, you know? But they're not going to listen to us, you know? It's like the wrong people are the guys in charge, and that's not how it should be.
Well, the guys in charge are suits. They're not fans anymore.
Yeah.
And these guys that so-called that are these so-called we're fans. No, you're not. You're there to get a paycheck, to not push any buttons of anyone higher up than you, so you can keep your job and stay comfortable. You're not. I mean, that's business in general. Every time I see a big major corporation, that's the way it is. No one wants to make any waves. They want to stay. No one wants to take a risk anymore. No one wants to push the envelope. None of those grab the proverbial brass ring like Vince McMahon tells everyone. You know what I mean? No one wants to. Everyone's a fucking yes man is the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah.
So there's nothing original anymore. It's just shit that already sells. We know it'll sell. Get it the fuck out the door.
Yeah.
And that's what it's come down to. Sure, are toys better than when I was a kid? Yeah, sure. But
not
just because
much.
they're better because of technology now doesn't necessarily make them
all
better from
better.
A realist, imaginary standpoint or imaginative standpoint is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
So
I just hope I hope they
my
do.
Story.
And you're sticking to it.
Yes.
Like you said, I just hope something new comes to offset all this, you know, this tomfoolery. This shit's pretty bad, man. It's like they weren't trying, and all they have to do is try just a little bit more than what we've been getting. All they have to do is complete everything that was in the concept case. Because it's all been made. It's all been tooled. It's all been whatever. Make that shit. And then
at least because we were getting so little, put more effort into giving. Even if they were to give us this amount of waves and maybe one vehicle per year, at least make sure that the shit looks great.
Exactly.
Because we're not getting a lot.
Yeah.
Just make it look good, please. Like, Duke could have been made so much better. Sorry, Steve.
Right?
Sorry.
But it's true. It's true. That
Outback could have been made so much better.
Yep.
Stiletto could have been made so much better. Just put at least if we know you're putting in the effort of giving us less, at least we could kind of maybe justify it. But
if the figures were at the quality level of Pursuit of Cobra, then we'd be like, hey, I don't care that there's only, 8 figures. You know what I mean? I don't care that there's only 6 figures. At least all of them are amazing. Instead, you give us like a bunch of, you gave us a lot of figures, but they're all retreads of older figures, and you didn't do that much to make them stand out on their own. What's the fucking point of that,
Yeah, they're just kind of taking up space is what these figures do. They kind of just are there. Mm-hmm. They exist, but just for the sake of existing.
Exactly.
So, I don't know. If I had to pick my favorites, it's probably Zombie Vipers.
Yeah, they're the best.
Saw Viper.
Yeah, they're the best.
And Snake Eyes, but only because I didn't have that Snake Eyes.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Yeah, he's definitely cool. I don't mind. That's one of the best Snake Eyes figures out there.
Yeah.
Yep.
It is.
As even if people make Snake Eyes overrated, there are a bunch of really good Snake Eyes figures. There better be, considering he's like half the line. Like, you know what I mean?
But man is that 2-pack peg warming. I'll tell you that.
I know, because everybody has it. Strangely enough, that's the one figure the 2 figures that everybody managed to get. So it's strange that's where it went. But hey, at least people got a hold of it, They got a hold of the figure, so no one can say that those figures didn't make the rounds. That's why they need to stop re-releasing those figures and re-release the guys that no one got. It'd be so simple.
It's there. If we're saying it, they should know. I mean, they have to know it.
Yeah.
They have to know it by what they're putting out. They know.
Yep.
They know. But they also know that there's a lot of people that just are happy with the status quo. Yeah. They're happy with
just having some product.
Vanilla. You know what I mean? They don't want fucking any other flavor. They just want vanilla.
They just want the box.
They just want to lick the fucking vanilla out of the ass end of the box. Lick the fucking wax paper out of the fucking bottom of the container.
Oh my god. All right. Well, okay, we beat them. We beat this to death. Let's.
Yes, we did. Move on to Marauders, please.
We're gonna move on to the Valkyries. I'm gonna get up for a sec. I gotta run downstairs to the bathroom, but I will be right back. You guys can begin talking amongst yourselves.
What about Joe versus? I totally forgot.
Oh, we're gonna get into that. We'll get into that.
All
Just
right.
real briefly, we'll get into some talk about the Marauders stuff. I'll be right back. Let's go ahead.
Sorry, I'm out of breath.
Yeah, but the Marauders, though.
They look good. They always look good. Because they're the updated version of what G.I. Joe should be.
Yeah, and it's funny because I haven't gotten any Marauders, anything yet. I was hoping I would wait. What?
You haven't gotten not even one fig?
Not even one fig. That's why I'm going to wait until the Valkyries are actually in their website. Then I'll start trying to get as many as I can.
Yeah. Yeah, they're fantastic, man. I mean, if you can go to the website and they always have stuff in stock. Like, it's not like you go there and it's like Mythic Legions and they don't have anything ever. You know what I mean? Like, they always have stuff in stock. You can build whatever you want. You can build your own character. You can build multiple characters. You can build a whole platoon if you want.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's the best thing is that they always have options. And, you know what I mean? Like, you could build an entire Joe army if you wanted to. You could just take the heads off of the, shitty Hasbro ones and put it on your Marauders.
Yeah, and if I wanted to kit bash, I would go for Marauders, and that's the thing I forgot to mention of the newer G.I. Joe stuff. Like, everyone just buys those sets just to kit bash anyways, so it's kind of like, what's the point, Like, back in the day, when you get a Pursuit of Cobra figure, it's an official figure, Yep. Even if you have to make some updates or, kit bashing, they're really minor. That's it. But for the most part, you got your figure,
Well, you knew when you buy a Pursuit of Cobra figure, it was special.
Yeah.
Because just the feel of the figure, I know it's still the same plastics and, this, that, and the other thing, but there was something always different. Like, whenever I'd shoot a Pursuit of Cobra review, I knew I was going to have a good time doing the review, and I knew it was going to be something, a special figure. Like, when I did Firefly, like, I was, he looked good in package, and I heard a lot of people were telling me good things about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I never got it, and I'm like, it's just another Firefly with a mask, no big deal. But when you get it in hand, you take it out, and you actually have the figure there, like, this is a really good figure.
Yeah, like,
it's one of my favorites now.
Yeah, it's a default Firefly for everyone, I'm sure.
It is. If I could return all the other Fireflies I bought, I would.
Yeah,
because I don't even mind that I spent $20 on it. Like, I don't mind that. To me, it was worth it.
Yeah. It's like, oh my god. Like, see, just talking about it, it's like, I wish, this whole Joe Talk, all the Joe Talks that we've done, it would have been all positive if Hasbro did their thing, did what they need to do.
Absolutely. And that's what people need to understand is that we want to be happy about this stuff. We want to be happy about G.I. Joe. We want to, do nonstop podcasts and talk about the positives and good stuff about it. But when we're getting substandard product, what are we supposed to say about it?
Yeah, like
what are we supposed to just lie to you?
Yeah,
we're not going to lie. We're not going to sit here and lie to people.
Yeah,
because then we wouldn't be doing what we'd like to do, which is do our job right, do our hobby right. You know what I mean? Because it's a hobby, it's passion. It's passion, but you know, we wouldn't be doing what we do. We'd be lying to you all.
And another thing of Pursuit of Cobra, even when they reuse parts, it's not obvious, you know, like, it's sad because the newer G.I. Joe line this year, even when just looking at the pictures themselves, you can tell they're already reusing stuff. That's sad.
Yeah, that's really sad.
Like Pursuit of Cobra, you really got to pay attention to actually can tell that, hey, they're reusing stuff, but that's it, you know?
It's like, and we got new designs for characters and stuff like that. Like the Jungle Viper is another one of my favorite figures because, I mean, look at the ghillie suit on the thing. It's amazing. Like, when's the last time you've seen any figure have a ghillie suit like that? Never. I've never seen a ghillie suit like that. So it's like
about the blades.
They reimagined like
the optical camo blades for a ghillie suit.
It's amazing. And it can be used as a weapon. It can be used as, you know, camouflage. Like he's a standing palm tree. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's really creative. That's what I keep talking about when I say you need uniqueness in the figures. You can't just give us more figures. Give us more uniqueness in those figures, and that'll do the job.
Yeah, and that's the thing that baffles me the most is that we were getting new imaginative stuff from Hasbro, and it just it's gone now. It's gone. It's gone.
Did you guys already go over the Valkyries?
No, not really. we kind of started to, and then we went back to G.I. Joe.
Oh my god. I don't know. I'm amped about the Valkyries for the simple fact that we're getting, like, you can see that the selection of faces and, you know, heads and color combinations of hair and lips and skin tone, that they're giving us figures that you can use as a base for, you know, custom Scarlets and custom Lady Jays and custom Bomb Strikes and custom, like, female characters that already exist. Which is pretty dope, you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of them that need updated, you know? You could take the head, like just about, I think the red head with the braid, with the long braid, that's the new, it's going to be the new Scarlet head for like everybody's Scarlet figures.
Oh, yeah.
Like you could put that on the Resolute Scarlet and there you go. Perfect Scarlet. Probably the most perfect Scarlet. I don't know. You got to give Marauders their props. They really understand how to improve the whack shit that we got. You know, they really know. Because, I mean, it's just weird how it works. Everything works so well, and it looks good. I mean, they really do improve the figures. They don't make the figures look more like toys. They kind of elevate, you know, okay figures to, like, this higher status, which is, I don't know, that's what it's all about if you're going to really, you know, keep this shit going. You know, you want to make everything a little bit more interesting, give it a little bit more, you know, uniqueness like we were talking about earlier. But, yeah, I'm geeked about the freaking Valkyries. Is there, what
June of this summer.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, it's creeping up.
Yeah, it is. When will they be available for the rest of us?
I'm assuming probably after the first shipment.
Oh, cool.
So probably June or July.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. I have a lot of time then.
Yeah.
Yeah, lots of time to save up money. I'm gonna get a whole bunch. I'm just gonna get a little squad.
Yeah, I'm gonna get a bunch of figures and then get a bunch of parts because I want to have more female figures. I want to fix a bunch of female figures that I have. I want to actually make, you see that one that they always show with the t-shirt and the shamag around her neck and then that's going to be the new Lady J. I'm just going to get a vest for her and that's going to be Lady J. Plain and simple.
Exactly. Shit, you could just take the head off a shooter and put it on
Yeah, one of
One
those
of the
bodies.
dark bodies. I mean, they
Exactly.
even have a prototype photo of like this blue one with a shawl over her head.
Mm-hmm.
That would be freaking awesome.
Yeah, like an alternate.
And she's got a sniper,
like a sheath on the back for
like
her
a sheath
rifle.
on her back. It's
mm-hmm.
amazing.
Yeah, big old holster. Yeah, I like it. I'm like I told you, this is gonna be. That's what I was comparing it to. Look at all the wrinkles and all the straps and such that's on there. There's like definition. You can tell that she's got leather up top. The arms and the sleeves and everything are bunched up. The pants could be leather as well because there's a shine to it. It's like they understand what you got to do to make the figure have some character. The guys who did that shooter figure do not. It's like it's like their first figure that they've ever made, and it doesn't have the character. It lacks it terribly lacks character, and I don't know why that's so difficult for these cats. Like, why is it so difficult for them to go back and make figures with character? But I partially blame the fan base because, like I said, the fan base doesn't get it. The fan base keeps on asking for realism, full on realism, and it's like, that's not what any of this is. There's so many things that the Joes do incorrectly when it comes to realism. Larry Hama started collecting a check, like showing up to collect his check a long time ago. He said G.I. Joe, the first G.I. Joe was awesome. Then I think he said Retaliation was awesome too. I'm like, yeah, he was collecting.
He doesn't give a fuck.
Yeah, his time is done. He's just collecting that check. So, as long as they show him respect, I mean, why would he not just take the check? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're being respectful, and then they're paying him on top of it. Yeah, of course he's going to take the check. So, I don't know. It just feels like they need to reevaluate what it is they're trying to accomplish with the lines, and then they would get things off. But when you look at what Marauders are doing, like all the pilot helmets, the freaking did you see the bulletproof face masks that have like stickers?
Yep.
For the paint on them, like that's nuts. That's all stuff we need to have.
There's literally a blue security ops officer. That's your Cobra Trooper right there.
Yeah.
She even has the braid in the back.
Yeah, and there's one that has the thing over her mouth as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can use the balaclava.
Yeah.
And go that route, and you have that would be like your Pursuit of Cobra.
Yeah.
Trooper, female trooper, right there.
Or one with a full on. There's the ones that just have the scarf though, like that you can put over their mouth, kind of like that.
Yep.
25th beachhead. So yeah, that's, I don't know. They knew what they were doing.
Yep.
They totally knew what they were doing.
I love the helicopter pilot.
Yeah, me too.
That's great, and all of the stretch goals got unlocked.
Yeah,
which is friggin' fantastic.
Of course, I mean, go ahead.
Baseball caps, tablets, smartphones. Cool accessories, man.
Yeah, all stuff that we want to see.
I love that gun sheath on the back.
Me too.
The gun holster on the back.
Me too. It's like one of my favorite things.
Awesome.
Because I mean, like I like when you have shotguns, So for a lot of characters, like I can give one of those to Flint, so you can finally have some place to put Lucille or Lucy, I think her name is. You can finally put her somewhere. Like it's not like, I don't know. It's weird how there's things that should have been on so many of our Joes that we never got, even though they've made so many versions of the figure since the one where they didn't get to do everything they wanted. And then Marauders comes along and says, "Oh, you needed that thing. Let's just do it because we wanted it too." we knew they should have made this, so we decided to make it.
Yep. It's that simple.
Yeah, that's all it takes.
It's that simple.
Not
hard.
It's not hard at all.
Really not.